A changeling, literally for no good reason. Wait a minute, M.A. Larson, you son of a... In celebration of episode 100, instead of having any cognitive narrative, I'm just gonna drop references. For example, to sum up how I feel about M.A. Larson right now...
You lazy fuck.
I could do this whole thing through the whole video. I'd be doing essentially what M.A. Larson did.
Oh, what a bunch of bullshit. You know, I am so sick of this show pandering to bronies at every opportunity. These shallow references to memes and internet humor should not be a replacement for actually well-written jokes. And furthermore, it compromises the integrity of what the show was originally all about.
I'd be resorting to random reference and quite literally stealing other people's work without expressing my own opinions on this episode.
And just in case, and on the off chance it hasn't already been made abundantly clear how I feel about it,
I don't like this episode! It is a bad episode, and you should feel bad when watching it!
Tell me, are you sick of it yet? Have I made my point painfully clear that random reference, hastily thrown together, does not equal quality content? Some of you will clearly miss my point, so allow me to hold your hand and walk you through this.
Muffin?
This joke has nothing to do with the scene. Very clearly, I have no issue with Derpy, quite frankly. I was thrilled to hear her talk. Here, let's use another popular show as an example on why this is less than ideal. If Steven from Steven Universe went around screaming kitty cat ice cream sandwich. Wait, he did that? Really? Well, surely it was a quick sight gag and didn't eat up the whole episode. Oh. You know, we're getting off topic. By the way, I just once again used a random reference. I hope it's sinking in how confusing that is. I straight up flipped my shit seeing Derpy and Doctor Who side by side on screen together. My first time I saw this fanon pairing was Doctor Who's an assistant.
Society. Well, what's it like? Do you have jobs, perhaps?
Yeah, we all have jobs. We're an egalitarian society.
Oh. Dear goodness.
You don't know what that means? An egalitarian society means that every bony
Oh,
is
no,
equal.
no.
Oh.
You don't understand. I know what it means, but I'm just surprised.
Why are you surprised?
I never thought I'd hear the word come from you, actually.
What's that supposed to mean?
But I just assumed that...
Assumed what?
Well, nothing really.
We're
it was just
here.
a bit-
Now, keep in mind, we're 3 minutes in plus. M.A. Larson handles some nice visuals while dumping exposition. We have Doctor Who's with an English accent, and everything's coming together nicely. There, however, is no payoff in this scene. I'm sure you can rebuttal back with, what were you expecting, actual time travel? The scene seems like that it's setting up for something, and suddenly we have Doctor Who's and or Time Turner, or whatever they're calling him, running off to get a suit. I'm not even angry yet at this point, mind you. Hey, 3 minutes in, we got Derpy and Doctor. And then there's this. Vinyl. Now, I've heard rumor Hasbro, DHX, or whoever allegedly attempted to get no-acking, aka Fanon Vinyl's voice.
Boo! More lasers!
Whether that's true or not, they decided to ultimately mute Vinyl. The first time seeing this, I thought back to Rainbow Rocks, and it worked there. Now, how suddenly you'd keep seeing Vinyl with headphones, and there would be a payoff towards the end of the movie of her not being able to hear the siren's music, leading to Vinyl partially saving the day. It had a reason to be there beyond, oh, this looks cool. Am I unreasonable asking M.A. Larson to match MLP's movie in quality? Now, again, I like this reference. I like the Big Lebowski. It's a wonderful movie. If you haven't seen it, you should go check that out immediately. But this scene serves no purpose, nor does Vinyl leading the Doctor here, nor the Doctor being here. But fear not, all is not gloom and doom.
A problem or a monster attack? It's a friendship problem, and it'll all be cleared up in a half an hour or so.
I hope so.
This part here. This. You know, one day this all would have came out of Pinkie, and it probably would have been too much. It's funny because at this point the whole town is now inside on the joke. Now, I'm doing this next part just to be an ass. Some of you might be saying, but FNGR, I like the monster battle. And because enjoying the action is subjective, you don't have the right to tell me this is dumb or not. And, you're right. I'm not here to tell you this is dumb or not.
Background gags, whether they be in an animated show or in a comic, does not make it better.
Ditzy and the Doctor could be having a tug-of-war for the sonic screwdriver while Octavia and Vinyl are making out in the background, but it doesn't excuse the main narrative. We are supposed to look and listen to what's on the foreground, at least for our first time reading, and that entices us to read it again and find all the little background jokes. And these writers know this.
Well, there you have it. Keyframe says it doesn't count. It's out of my hands. Damn. And that looked good too. Shame it doesn't count. You know, there's a reason why they stopped doing this joke in season 1. It got old fast. Could you imagine if they kept this gag going in every episode? I'm not just on Team Laira and Bonbon. I'm one of the Dark Nine that oversee the best fanon shipping that's now known to canon. I'll repeat that again. Laira Bonbon, OTP.
Jerry cockblocks your OTP.
Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong.
This is so Win, this reinvented Win. In fact, there's literally nothing that could possibly fuck this up. Bring it on, M.A. Larson. What?
Did you say bugbear? It found me.
What are you talking about, Bonbon?
Hey, that's my line.
Talks. The benches we've sat on.
Just caught that. Damn it, Lyra. I'm trying to be angry here. Agent Lemon Drops. Ho 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 hee ha ha ha. CIA, droll Larson, just droll. Benches we sat on. I'm way too happy about that. Okay, I think fans, including myself, were open to the idea of seeing the sea serpent again. It looks weird finding a way to shoehorn him into the spa. On the other hand, this makes the scene.
Honey, the wedding is everything.
There's a payoff. That's right. The huge, freaking, flaming, floating this way gay serpent has a reason to be in the episode. It's to calm Matilda down, then freak her out again. Granted, it's a complete 360, and it puts Matilda right back at the start of her emotional beginning. It addresses the whole conflict in the episode on why it does and doesn't matter. And it's funny! This is the episode's low point. Vinyl and Octavia is one of the strongest fanon pairings, and in virtually all of the fanon animations, Vinyl carries the show. Obviously, Vinyl being mute, it falls on Octavia. Vinyl's jarring antics to bounce off of Octavia's dry personality
Crank that bass up to 11 and cleans off the dishes on a microscopic level.
are now missing. Now, Octavia is picture perfect, but it's a two-main scene with just the straight man to carry the act. Vinyl, pardon the pun, is reduced to a one-note song, I play loud music. That's her whole interaction in this episode. We've seen more out of her from the fans, and while this was her note in Rainbow Rocks, they did more with her in Rainbow Rocks and she arguably got less screen time. This is dumb as shit. What is this, Johnny Test? Oh, don't think I didn't see that. Yes, I see all three, and I'm gonna pretend I only saw button mash. You know what, it's completely gone off the rail here, if it ever in fact was on it. Okay, M.A. Larson has confirmed that Celestia and Luna are background characters. I don't mind this episode, but for fuck's sake, there's never been time in 5 seasons till now to get these two talking? And there we have it, Shining Armor and Cadence still always sucking. You know, I'm sure some Whovians slipped their shit here, but what's the payoff for all this time? This is an excellent gesture and a callback. Now again, I think having a huge freaking sea monster looks out of space, but he's used perfectly. God damn it, Poke, what part of stealth don't you understand? Don't you see the issue? The only thing to talk about here is a reference and a recap. This episode is a checklist. It's certainly not the worst episode. The episode, like the rest of the season, has a wide range of quality. There was enough time to do everything they wanted, but the episode was used killing time on things that didn't necessarily move the plot. The suit arc never amounted to anything. Vinyl and Octavia cheesing their way through town on a subwoofer, floating by on literally a wave of pure cringe. Reminders Celestia and Luna, and to a much lesser extent Cadence and Shining Armor, are never going to justify their stature in the show. So till next time, don't ask why a plague spreads and a field burns.